Is Shikamaru a good choice for Hokage? This is a question that's been on most of the Boruto fandom's mind since we got chapter 1 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, and since I read the chapter, I couldn't help but wonder the same thing. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Trippy, and I make Naruto and Boruto content on a semi-regular basis. So I would appreciate it if you took a few seconds to like the video, and if you end up enjoying it, please consider subscribing. So, about 3 weeks ago I talked about things that I wanted to see in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, and I mentioned that I wouldn't be opposed to the writers making Shikamaru Hokage. And evidently that's exactly what they did, and I'm still not opposed to this. I mean, it makes sense. He was Naruto's advisor while Naruto was Hokage. He also played a decent role in the 4th Great Ninja War, and was even one of the few shinobi that were able to kill an Akatsuki member. As well as him just having the highest IQ in the series, and just being an amazing tactician overall. Lore-wise, he's a textbook Hokage candidate, and it makes sense. So you may be wondering, why even make this video then? You just said he's a textbook Hokage candidate. Well, I don't really think that Shikamaru is cut out to be Hokage in this era. Let me explain. So since we found out about the existence of Otsutsuki, we've had 2 Hokage, Kakashi Hatake and Naruto Uzumaki. During Kakashi's reign as the 6th Hokage, not much really happened. I mean, he was responsible for ushering in an era of peace for the 5 great nations, and ending all war between the major villages, which he did. And Kakashi himself acknowledged that he couldn't protect the village from Otsutsuki threats. So when we got our next Otsutsuki threat with Toneri, he sent Naruto and a small task force to handle them, because Kakashi couldn't do it himself. He just isn't at that power level anymore. But he is able to hold his own against any threats that are non-Otsutsuki, which we get a glimpse of in his novel, where he creates purple lightning and comes to the conclusion that he can protect the village, again from non-Otsutsuki threats. So Kakashi's role wasn't to be this huge powerhouse that could protect the village from any and everything. He was more just to bring about this era of peace between the villages and get everything in place for Naruto to take over when his time was up. Fast forward to Naruto becoming Hokage. Naruto is this huge powerhouse that can contend with Otsutsuki, especially if Sasuke is also there to help him. Obviously, we see this constantly throughout the Boruto series. First when he and Sasuke take down Momoshiki and Kenshiki along with some help from the other 4 Kage. And then again when Kara starts to make themselves known and they have to fight Jigen. Of course they lose this fight, but they get Jigen to a point where Kashin Koji can draw out Ishiki. And then after that, all they have to do is stall him until he dies, and Naruto and Kurama use Baryon mode as a final resort to buy time. Naruto, while in Baryon mode, is easily the strongest being in the Naruto verse that we've seen fight up to this point. And at the very end, they win. Ishiki is defeated, and the only threat now is Code. I'm assuming you guys all know what happens next. I don't think I really need to explain it too much for you. Code releases Ada and Damon, Boruto briefly dies, Momoshiki babbles on about his prophecy, Kawaki seals Naruto and Hinata, Boruto and Kawaki switch places, and Code gets stepped on. That about sums it up. I say all that to say this. Kakashi as Hokage made sense at the time. He was bringing in an era of peace and getting things ready for Naruto to take over. Naruto as Hokage also made sense. He was strong enough to contend with and even beat these Otsutsuki threats, which in his own way maintained the peace. Both were able to protect and better the Leaf Village as a whole, but I don't think Shikamaru was able to do either of these things. First off, he's definitely not strong enough to fight any of the major threats at the moment. We saw how hopeless he was against Code, and out of Kawaki, Damon, and Code, who I would personally say are the major threats to the Leaf at the moment, Code is easily the weakest. Second off, we saw in Shikamaru's novel that if tensions get high between the other great nations, Shikamaru has no issues with killing one of the other Kage and causing a war. He literally just uses shadow paralysis on them and tells them that he could kill them on the spot after the Momoshiki fight. This is a problem because obviously if he had gone through with this, then the peace between the great nations would have been broken. And without Naruto there, it seems like Shikamaru would have definitely gone through with it. In the current era of the shinobi world, the main things a Kage has to do is maintain the peace and be able to protect their village. And Shikamaru has not been shown to be able to do either of these things. Sure, on paper and compared to other Hokage of the past, Shikamaru should be a great Hokage. But if you look at the state of the world in a post-4th Great Ninja War era, he might be the worst possible pick. But what do you guys think? Do you think Shikamaru is a good choice for Hokage or not? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're there, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for more Boruto content in the future. Also, if you think your friends would like this video, make sure to share it with them, and check out my podcast that I do with fellow content creators Komoi and Screenwriter's Perspective. That will be linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Trippy out. Peace.